All right, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the fate of classic cars, hot rods, etc. in 2025. What's going on? A lot to talk about. I need your feedback on all this stuff. Let's get to it. All right, I've noticed a trend. I've noticed a lot of things lately going on, whether, at car shows, just looking, car parts, etc. The prices of the parts are going up, but actually the actual cars themselves are coming down in price. Now, on specific cars that I've noticed too, I think there's an issue going on where the baby boomers per se are passing away, and the next generation, what would it be, Gen Z, the millennials, I don't know, they're getting these cars, inheriting cars from their grandparents or parents, etc. And what's happening is finding that the next generation, they're not necessarily like me. They don't really want the car, so they're selling them off. There's a surplus of 50s cars and older cars, even the antiques. And I'm finding that there's a lot of people that don't want them anymore. And I'm also finding, other than like some rare places in your neighborhood, nobody can fix them anymore. And there's nobody to service them, do upholstery, do just general maintenance anymore on these old cars. Now, I think that some of the muscle cars are gonna hold value right now. Muscle cars are basically what I grew up with. I grew up driving muscle cars. My first car was a muscle car. So I think that's going to be okay. But I do see a decline in some of the older stuff as people, pass away and they lose interest. There's no connection to these vehicles with the next generation. They didn't grow up with them. They grew up with the rice burners and the, etc. So I find a decline in that. And I also find a decline, which is troubling to me, going to car shows and parking next to brand new cars off the lot. I mean, I just find that very troubling. There are some really cool shows in my area that only allow, let's say, 1970 and back vehicles, which is fantastic. But if you go to a local cruise night, you'll get your couple 57 Chevys and you get some really nice stuff, but you're gonna have a lot of cars like Saabs and Volvos and 2000 Camaros and stuff like that. Stuff you can go down to your dealer and just walk around. I've even seen a battery car at a car show. How lame has it become? All right, but I guess to each his own. Now, before we get off topic, let's continue the fate of these cars. Now, I also see this. This is what I'm into. So I'm constantly researching all this stuff. New cars, right off the lot. Brand new car, I don't care what model, make, whatever you're buying, has a shelf life. So if you buy a 2025, whatever, doesn't matter. You have a shelf life of 5 to 8 years on that brand new vehicle until they become mechanically totaled. All right, they're totaling cars before they wear out because the computers blow. They can't fix them. Okay, battery cars, let's just leave that out of the equation. I think that's just a fad, and that is a complete waste of money. They have to come up with something better. How about some hydrogen cars or something? My 56 Oldsmobile gets 19 miles to the gallon. It's 72 years old, whatever the heck it is, and it's still here. It's still running. It's still functional. I can still kind of get parts for it. My point is that new cars are completely junk. They are making them just like they're making refrigerators and washers and dryers. They only last 5 years, and then they want you to go out and they want you to buy and keep regurgitating this loan into another vehicle. And people are suckers. I see people driving Teslas and anyway, I'm gonna drive my Charger, my 1967 Charger, every day, basically. It gets good gas mileage, and I can fix it, right? So that's another. I see another resurgence in that. Cars from the 60s up until like the 2000s era are going to become hot items again, because people are going to get sick of buying these new vehicles, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 for just an average vehicle, and they're junk after 5 years. Can't fix them. Pardon the rain. It's pouring right now, and it's like a monsoon outside. But I want to hear your feedback on this. Let me know what you think about all this stuff. I mean, I was never a big proponent on even like four-door vehicles, are up in price. I mean, this got to stop some of this the pricing, because the parts, it's cheaper to buy an old car and sell it for parts right now than it is just to build a car. I priced turn signals for my Charger. They want $500 just for the turn signals for the front fenders. $500. I mean, that is absolutely insane. Cheaper to buy the whole car that comes with all the parts. Take the parts apart. I don't know what's going to happen. As you know, or if you're new to this channel, please like and subscribe. I'm very passionate about my classic cars and hot rods. I'm very passionate about it, and I take it seriously. I enjoy it. I've been doing it since I was a kid, and when I cruise to a car show with a car that I built completely from scratch, the motor, the paint, the wiring, the interior, I do all my maintenance, and I cruise up next to some guy with his pants pulled up real high, who just got his like new Corvette off the dealership, and you know what I mean? It's heartbreaking to see this. I know that era is completely gone. We're not in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. I get it, because I'm finding that I went to the auto parts store just the other day to get basic things. The auto parts stores are empty. They didn't even have fuel line. They didn't have 3/8 fuel line on an auto parts store. They didn't have like basic, I wanted valve cover gaskets, right? Basic stuff. They're like, well, I can order it. Man, is it coming down? Anyway, the auto parts store says, oh, I can order it. And I say to them, well, I can order it. I can have it the next day or two myself. Why do I even need an auto parts store like the Zone and the Advanced and you know what I mean? It's oh, we're gonna have to take a 5 here. It's really coming down. Another example, my gas pedal, little rubber gas pedal for the Charger, $54. $54 for just a gas pedal. So as the prices on the parts go up, I see prices on the cars coming down. Certain cars, are holding more value. The 68 Chargers, 69, 70 Chargers, but I'm seeing some of the other stuff struggle to sell. And I'm seeing stuff from the 30s, 40s, and 50s are struggling to sell, and I think it's because the generation is passing away. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen next in the next 5 years, 10 years. What's going to happen to the classic car market? There's regulations like communist California right now. If you live in California, I don't know what you people are doing out there, but they're passing right now. If you have a classic car, they don't care what year it is anymore. The Leno law was turned down. Jay Leno tried to legislate a classic car, a law to help them. They shot it down, and it looks like in California, correct me if I'm wrong, if you have an older car, you have to have all the stock equipment, the smog pump garbage, and all that silliness that they had, which is obsolete and almost impossible to find to drive your car. So I'm not trying to rant, I'm not trying to complain, I'm just trying to point out some things that I've noticed coming down the line lately. I mean, I'm still going to do what I do, God willing. I'm still going to drive my car and do my thing, but it's just as a society, we're losing the greatest generation that ever lived. You know, fought in World War II, the whole 9 yards. They're passing away, and the next generation don't know what to do with these old cars. Well, other than give them to me, that's my recommendation. But you know, it's a thing that we're going to have to look at, and I'm excited to see what's going on. Let's keep those car shows 1970 and back only, please. Let's keep doing that. That's a great thing to see. I want to hear what you think about my rant and rave here. Thanks for stopping by. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you again on the next one. Thank you.